Hey everybody, I'm Tim and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, with the episode to set the mood just right, to take us all down a romantic lane somewhere seedy behind a back alley. I don't know. I didn't really have that one all the way thought out of my head. Hey guys, tonight, it's a very special night, especially for members of the Cigars Daily Nation. We've been talking about it for the last few weeks because tonight, on this episode, this is how cigars have made us irresistible. That's right. You can just ask our wives. And tonight on this episode, you do actually get to ask our wives because they're going to be on this show with us. In just a moment, I'm going to be joined by my wife. I'm going to introduce you to Billy's wife. And this is because we've got just a change up for 1 week. Terrence is going to a graduation for a family member. Ryan is going to his own 8th grade graduation. And we're all very excited for him, right? We're all very excited. Yeah, okay, good. We're also joined tonight. What's that?
I was going to say he can buy all the beers.
He can buy. That's all right. That's right. We are joined tonight by the Cigars Daily Live studio audience. Very glad that everybody is here with us tonight, and we've got a profound amount to cover, and I'm going to just shoot completely straight with you. This is the most nerve-wracking episode of this show I have ever done. I have sat through the intro of this show with monkeys on my back that you wouldn't believe. Terrible, cigar regulation legislation coming down from the government that could crush the entire industry. The announcement of some new internet rules that could completely delete us. Having the internet go out right before the show, or Terrence spilling an entire root beer on the production laptop 10 minutes before the show starts. Nothing has got me wound up as tight as tonight's episode because our wives are on, and I just don't know what's going to happen. Quite frankly, I like this show because it's sort of like a cigar lounge online, and in a good cigar lounge, there's a nice amount of good-natured ball busting that goes on, but tonight, half of the crew has no balls, and so I don't really know how to act in this kind of setting. It makes me a little nervous, but I'll tell you, my name is Tim. I'm the host of the show, and all of you watching at home, you are the co-host. Your comments and questions will drive this episode. And so drop them down below, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Cigars Daily Plus or the community on Rumble. And I also would never do this alone. That's why we've got stand-ins tonight, amazing people to hang out with and answer comments and for you to ask questions too. And sitting behind the camera, very sort of kind of predictably, is Billy, the cock of the walk. And sitting next to him is Michelle, who has no nickname, but I'm sure by the end of the episode, we'll have one. And of course, hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Okay. Hi. And over here, and Michelle, you can switch the camera back. Yeah, there you go. There, thank you. To join me and sit at my table tonight, the only person that I'm terrified of that sits within striking distance of me is my wonderful, lovely wife, Allison The Wrench. Yes, yeah, you can come. I said it like I gave it like a gravitas thing. All right, come over, pull your chair in,
Okay.
sit down. Welcome to the show.
I gotta get in here. Where are you?
I don't know. You're doing it super awkward.
I have a dress on. It's hard to get in here.
This is
All right.
the first time you've had someone with a dress on.
This is the first time I've had someone with a dress on. Well, Saka sometimes. Okay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Dude, Michelle's super quiet now. Dude, let me tell you something. Before the show, Michelle wasn't
There's
so
a
quiet.
bunch of jokes coming out.
There was some stuff that wasn't even Rumble friendly coming out of her mouth before the show. She was on fire, and now she's like, "Oh, hi guys." Yeah,
She's like the keyboard warrior. That's just like, I'll beat you up.
She's the keyboard warrior.
And then it gets onto her. She's just like,
She's the Brian Glenn of the show. All right. All right. I want to dive in with some comments. I want to get some of those things first. We have a lot to cover. I want to make sure to cover it all. Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. Everybody around the studio right now has got different cigars. And I'll say this. One of the common questions that comes up, especially anytime there's a female in the room, is like, how do you get your girls into cigars? So I'm sure we're going to chat about some of that stuff tonight. Around the studio, we have all got selections that sort of seem to be ones that get chosen, make good sense for the date night. And so I'm talking about cigars like Billy. Which one did you end up with?
I have the Viva La Vida, Connecticut.
Viva La Vida, Connecticut.
The ladies got first pick.
The
ladies
ladies did
Yeah.
get first pick. Okay. And then Michelle, switch the camera over there and just tell everybody a little bit about what you're.
Oh, the sweet
Into the
one?
mic.
You have to talk into the mic.
Sorry, I'm new. I don't even know what it's called.
What is
It
it
is.
called?
You got to hold it up.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's the that is Drew Estates Deadwood La Dominicana.
Yeah, the one.
That one.
No.
Yeah, that one right there.
That is harder to do. I've never had
It's harder to
that.
do, isn't it? All right, you can switch the camera back, Michelle. Thank you. All right, and then my beautiful love.
Can I like try to get
No,
it
don't.
in?
We're not displaying cigars, so just point to
Okay,
the
I just-
band
I
on
just
the.
wanted to- okay. I can't point to
It's YouTube's rule. You can just point to it right here. There it is, right there.
Me.
This is Oliva La Fermentada.
I could have said that.
And what do you what do you think of
La
it?
Fermentada. I love the La Fermentada. I recommend it.
All right.
I don't recommend it. I just like it.
Thank you. The title of this show could have just been, "It's going to be a little rough." Would have been just fine. All right, Billy, let's get some damn comments from the wonderful people sitting at home.
Ladies, make sure you're talking into the mic. We're getting some comments that they cannot.
Oh,
hear
well, I'm
you.
just going to tell you this. I'm
Is
just
the
going to
mic
put this.
on? 'Cause I'm
Here's the
talking
rule
into
for
it.
the mic. Okay, for the mic thing. And I tell everybody this, and you all are going to understand exactly what's going on. If somebody comes in, I tell them, in order for people to hear you, your face has to be about a fist away from the mic. So I put the fist by the mic and I put my mouth by the fist.
It says my mic's not even on.
When I told Michelle about that, the
Hey.
gesture she did was something most people pay money to watch people do. Okay, so I'm just saying right here, this is the kind of professionalism we bring to this show all the time, and we're not ashamed to
Love
admit
it.
it.
Is my mic on?
Tim's wife's mic not even on. Yeah, your mic is on, but you need to like talk
I'm right here.
talk right into
Can
it.
you guys hear me now?
For the
Can you
love
hear
of
me
God.
now?
All right,
You guys know
they-
that commercial?
there's
That
a
was
30
commercial.
there's a 30-second delay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's keep cruising. And Billy, what the hell are people saying on the comments?
people are saying a lot.
I know, dude. I knew this was how it was gonna be. And if you can hear how nervous I am, because I just talk really fast, nonstop, without taking a breath.
I'm answering everybody's questions.
What are people saying in the comments, there,
All
Billy?
right, we got some betting going on.
I like the
Okay.
betting.
Okay.
Let's take some bets. Corey B says, okay, tonight's bet is time-based. How long till we get a Timothy or William out of the wives and go?
It's William. That's how she says it.
How do you say it?
I say it. William.
William. Okay, I like that. What if I call her by her full name? I call you by your full name anyway.
You do.
All right.
You call
What
her
else?
Allison?
I call her
mean-
Allison. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, he does.
Not like babe
he
or
doesn't.
honey.
He doesn't say any sweet names. What's going on?
Says
Is
her
there-
mic is definitely off. All right. Well,
Is
we're gonna
it? Okay.
keep checking it out.
Okay.
I don't know what I could have done to
I
this
mean,
thing.
I definitely am talking into the mic. Do I need to be over here? And
Try
talk
that.
into your
No,
mic?
don't talk into my mic. Stay away.
That's
Allison, Allison and I are both youngest children, so we don't share anything well.
Yes, we do. We
It's
share our
not off,
children,
just
no?
low.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm here. I'm going to talk right here into the mic like this.
all right.
Okay.
Somebody should pull it up on their phone and go out there and tell me how the volume is.
I turns everyone except yours, Tim, mic up. So that
Thank
should
you.
help.
Okay. Yeah, you do not want to turn my husband's mic.
Bunny Rojas says boundaries, Allison. Gotta respect.
We
the
don't have
boundaries.
any of those.
All right, let's keep cruising. Everybody is Big Taterhead says turn Tim's mic off. He could technically do it.
All right, we're good.
Now, drop cigar comments and questions down below. Billy's going to select them. We got a ton of stuff to go through. And even though I've said that like 4 times,
You know, we have
go ahead and switch that camera over there.
we have cigar questions for Allison. Okay, here we go. Allison, you're going to read this one.
I do.
Whiskey
Wait, you just said Allison. Do you want to read this one?
Are you going to read it?
Yeah.
Are you going to do a voice?
You have to
No.
do a voice.
Whiskey Gin 2023.
That was not good. You shouldn't do that.
And that says to CEO Billy. It says, question CEO Billy. So I'm asking, okay, Wrench, you hiding cigars behind the Christmas snow globe? Did you guys see the picture that he posted? after
Video.
that?
Oh no.
Yeah,
What-
it was just me. I sent him a picture of me
Did I
smoking
post
one
it?
of them.
Oh.
No, I was not hiding them. I came in, asked for them. I told Terrence I was taking them, and he knew that they were there. I just didn't put them in the humidor.
She was hiding cigars from me, okay, in her own house where our kids grow up. Not okay.
I have no reason to hide cigars from you.
No, you don't. And you're
No.
not very good at it. So
Thanks.
I
Yeah,
just found them.
so the Christmas snow globe is my Nightmare Before Christmas thing, which I collect. So
Yeah, Allison's a big Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah.
gal. But the Toscanos, the Toscanellos, were these hazelnut raffinatos?
okay.
Is that what the ones they were?
I just say hazelnut Toscanos.
Okay, the hazelnut Toscanos.
We're gonna
You-
call them what I want to call them
Yeah. Is that what you are lighting up most at home right now?
because there's the short smoke. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Somebody said I should give you more space in the humidor.
I
Is
mean,
that
I could use one shelf, I think. And you can let me take one shelf worth
Getting a little
of
heated.
cigars.
All right. All right. Well, let's take some comments and questions. Michelle, how much of the humidor do you get in Billy's humidor? In you and Billy's marriage humidor, I should say.
Marriage humidor.
The whole thing, because I don't have like specific cigars that I just smoke. It's just like whatever you grabbing, grab me whatever. So I don't have like a shelf or a spot or a hole.
Well,
I don't have a specific area that
No, you have. There's a little jar, kind of like Allison has the little infused jar.
it has the smelly stuff in
Oh,
there.
okay. Do you separate that stuff, Billy?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to keep
okay.
it separated.
I was trying to do that and I got in trouble like I was hiding cigars.
I just pointed out to people that my wife was hiding cigars around her house that I don't know about. And I
Okay,
don't know what
okay.
else we're talking about hiding here. All right, let's keep cruising. I want to take comments and questions. If you got them for the ladies, drop them down below. And we're going to go into a pick of the week. We have a game show tonight. Billy, give it to me.
We're pretty much at the point where they just want to hear from the wives. So
All right.
So
before
lots
we-
of wife questions.
Before we do that, we're going to get right into things with the wife. I have one shout out, which I never said we would do on this show. I don't know
Here we
why
are.
Terrence told someone I would do this shout out that called in today. And so he handed me this and said we have to do this shout out on the show. So I'm here to give a shout out. And just so you know, because I didn't agree to do this shout out, I'm also going to say whatever I want. Big shout out tonight to Wesley M. This is from your wife, Wesley. Shout out to you. She called because she wants you to take off all your clothes right now, butter up in some like apple butter, and go lay in the bed. And she wants to get after it right now. So
That's not what it says.
shout out and go do that immediately. And
Okay, read
she's
it correctly.
she'll be
though,
ready. I
now.
can't read Terrence's handwriting.
I-
No, we're not doing that. No, the real shout
I'm
out
sorry,
is
Terrence.
gone forever.
He's not here, but I'm
There we
sorry
go.
to him.
And just so you know, if you ask me for a shout out, I'm going to do something like that. So
Just don't.
that's how it's going to go.
unless I ask you for a shout out.
I shout you out every week when you come on. I
The
say, "The
Wrench."
Okay.
what was that look? That was her thinking something she can't say right now on the show. All right, let's go, Billy. What do people want to hear about from
All right.
the wives?
This is going to turn into a wife takeover. So
All
here
right,
we
wives,
go.
take it
I mean,
over. Let's
That's
go.
what you signed up for.
Sergeant Wags, USMC, says, what is the wife's favorite drink to pair with?
Okay. I'm going to start because I'm excited to answer that because
I
I
like that.
stopped and got this that I'm not going to advertise for. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, they're covering it. It is coffee, just coffee with cream.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's
so,
my favorite thing to do with cigars.
and you're willing to do a cigar in the morning.
Sure. Yeah.
Makes good sense. Is there a time of day when you'll stop drinking caffeine and say, I'm not going to drink any more caffeine?
Yes.
What time is that?
So this is a decaf coffee.
Okay.
And so at the later part of the day, I would just have decaf.
You gotta
But
get right up.
I enjoy, what was it? The Stillwell Star. I have to say that correctly, with green tea.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a nice little pair there.
Nice little pairing. All right,
Root beer's
Michelle.
good too.
Michelle, take that camera over and take us in and get right up on that mic and tell us all about your pairings, cigar pairings. I mean, first of all, do you smoke alone or do you smoke with Billy? Do you hide cigars around the house? like a hider?
Okay, no hiding, right? Because I would dry it out and it would just be bad. I only smoke with Billy. I don't really do it by myself because he kind of handles it all. So when it dies or like burns out, he lights it
That's
up
how the
for
Bible
me.
says you're supposed to do it. So
You know?
only with your husband.
Only with your husband.
It's in the Bible.
As far as like a fancy pairing, honestly, my favorite thing to have with a cigar is Coke Zero. I don't know, something about the sweetness of my cigar with the sweetness of the soda. It's really good. And usually, like 9 times out of 10, I have a sweet flavored or infused cigar. So
Okay.
nothing fancy.
Love it.
All right. Keep them coming, Billy.
All right.
Lay it back on us.
We've got some individual questions.
For the females. We don't even
females.
really need
Well-
to hear.
Go.
All right.
So first, do I wait for you? Do I only smoke with you?
No, sadly, Allison and I don't get to smoke together that often.
Yeah.
And there's 2 reasons for that. One of them is that we don't see each other all that often.
We do see each other if we look at each other while we're sleeping in the same space.
Yeah. We
Right?
see each other.
Yeah.
We'll go 2 or 3 days without seeing each other at all, which
Mhm.
is not, I mean, from my perception, that's pretty normal in marriage these days. If you're raising kids and have 2 full-time jobs and like
Sure.
you like
Yeah.
extracurricular stuff. The other thing is like, I liken it to, the gynecologist
Oh
who
my
comes
gosh.
home and his wife is wearing the thing and she's like, hey, what's up, baby? And he's kind of like, it's been a long day, and like sometimes cigars are just a
know
little
it.
like, I get home, it's been a 12-hour day. Allison's like, do you want to go out and have a cigar together? And I'm like, it's been a long day. I think I want to like take a shower and chill out.
Uh-huh.
So, and then she's like, do you want to smoke it in the bedroom? And I'm like, whoa there, hold your horses.
Easy.
Yeah, she gets a little crazy with that. And by the way, that is probably coming. And Mortensia Rojas says, Allison, has Tim smoked in the bed with you yet?
Well,
No.
well,
Well,
no.
no, I haven't. But I do have a camera and a smoke eater, and I'm sort of preparing for that.
Okay. I accept.
All right, I know you. I know that you do.
Would you smoke in a hotel bed? You get the like
No.
one hotel bed.
1,000%?
No.
So wait,
No.
wait, Allison, you'll smoke in your
Yes.
sanctuary,
Yeah.
but not a hotel bed.
Uh-huh. Do you want me to explain that?
I mean,
I would be
I
happy.
would like you to explain
I
that.
would
What
be
in the hell are you talking
happy
about?
to explain that. It's against the rules. I'm a rule
No, but
follower.
if you
No,
find
if
a
the hotel said it
hotel
was
that
cool.
allows it.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I was going to say, what is going on
What's
here?
happening?
That sounds very against the rules. In the like 80s and 90s, sure. We were allowed to do that all over the place. So Yeah.
Except a hotel that allows smoking is going to be pretty seedy.
I need you
It
guys
is.
to weigh in on this for me. And everybody who's watching at home has heard some of this. Allison wants to smoke in our bed together. Okay, in our bedroom bed, our master bedroom, the room where our marriage lives. And I don't want to do that because we have carpet in that room. The bed is made of fine fabrics, many fine thread counts of sheets and fitted pillowcases and things.
Whose bed are you sleeping in?
Well, nice one. Our
Okay,
bed.
okay.
And you got a mattress topper on your side that I cut in half so that I don't have to have the mattress
It's
topper. And
got
she can have
like
it.
14
We're so
dogs in
classy.
it.
Yeah,
see.
it's been so she wants to smoke in the bed. I don't want that. I've got so many wonderful places in our backyard. We've got a fire pit.
It's 200
We've got-
degrees outside in the summer, though, bro.
Listen. It makes sense to me. Billy and Michelle, is this something that you even a morbid curiosity to do just one time, have a cigar in the marriage bed together?
No, not a chance. Doesn't even cross my mind.
I have to side with Billy on this. It's just I'm not good with smells on things, right? So the bed and like you said, the sheets and everything, and we don't have carpet, but I don't know. Smoking seems dirty.
I guess
I want it. So we're gonna bring this back now because this is what I was shocked about. I thought for sure when I publicly said on the internet that I didn't want to smoke in my bed with my wife, that everyone would be like, bitch, in the comments. And that hasn't been the case. So Billy, I want you to pull some comments so that my wife can see here what the response to this is.
Mm-mm.
Because there's quite a bit.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't need people to agree with me.
And we have someone in the comment. We're going to pull this one first, and he makes a living off of deciding other people's fate.
Oh,
Oh, excellent.
my.
We love that. Scott Wolf. No, don't do it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Scott.
Scott Wolt's a judge, by the
He's
way.
a judge.
Oh.
Gavel, 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 gavel.
Gavel, gavel, gavel,
All right, keep it going, Billy. Get us some comments from the fine people watching. I see a few that I can throw up if you want. Grow a pair, Tim from
Thank you,
Thanks a lot,
Theodore.
Theodore and Billy. I'm trying to build a case over here in front of the judge and everybody. That's the first piece of evidence you bring up. All right, keep them coming. So there's one for you. I need to
Okay.
grow a pair, and I
Right.
need to.
Well, are we going to count them up and then decide who wins?
Deborah
I think I already won.
Sutter says just like trying food, you got to try it once.
That's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying is the one time.
I can
in-
think. I can think of a lot of things that we're not trying once.
Ew.
I mean, now Michelle is like, ew. All right. It
She
is.
said ooh to the cigar smoke. too, in the
Walter
bed.
Barrios says it is quote unquote dirty.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, you smell like cigars all the time anyway.
I'll tell you, I'll give you guys the story because what you guys want is the deets. And there was one day, and this is why I think smoking in the bed is just not a great idea. And Billy, pick a few comments because we're gonna come straight back to comments. And we got to get to the pick of the week, and then we got a game show to do in just a little bit.
Okay.
There was a day. Normally, when I get home from the HQ, I go and take a shower pretty much first thing.
Mhm.
I want to get a shower. I want to get cleaned off. I want to get in my jimmy jammies. I want to get some slips on, and I want to be home and be chill.
I love it.
Now, typically, if there is, if there's
A cat in the bed.
something's gonna happen, right? That's later on. That happens after, I think with a lot of people, after the kids have gone to bed, it's kind of everything's calmed down. The dogs are watching, and and normally that's what happens. But one day I got home right from work, and you looked very romanced by me because I'm irresistible to you because of the cigars.
Yeah.
And
yeah, of course.
afterwards, she looked at me and she was like this. I mean, she looked like she was holding her breath, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she just looks at me, she goes, "You stink like cigars." And it was like the first time in 10 years of me working in the cigar industry that
it was just your mouth.
it was just my mouth.
Yeah.
My mouth stunk like cigars.
Oh man, it was ashtray at.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that.
ASS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashtray. Fair enough. There you go. So that was the one but that's only in 10 years of cigars. That's only happened the one time.
Yeah, that's true. It just doesn't bother me usually, but you hadn't done any of the things.
Oh yeah. Brushed
Yeah.
my teeth, gargled with the gargler. All right,
The
Billy.
gargler.
What are people are saying down below?
Sorry. I know you said to have these ready, but
You're reading them.
okay, here we go. This is
Mike Deffenborough. Ladies, who decides what the house rules are on where cigars are allowed? In our house, clearly the rules are set by me. I'm sorry. He
Well-
said, ladies, you go right ahead. I'm just
trying to read all the comments. clearly. um, honestly, when we came and we bought our house in 2020, right?
Yep.
And you were like, "Can I put a big, humongous humidor over here in this corner in the middle of our living area?"
Yes.
And I was
I
like,
did say that.
"Absolutely."
Yeah. Yep.
He asked me about it because I decorated the home. I did all the lady things of like making the home homey, right?
You nested. You nested in
Yep.
it.
But like that's a huge part of our life. So of course, it's like this size, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this over for you so that you don't have to like lean forward.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Billy and Michelle, take us inside it. The cigars in your home, how does that play out? Like who decides what goes where and when? Do you have you smoked in your head? If Michelle, if he walks in the house with a lit cigar, is he going to get chewed out or what are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, I'll just be like, where you going with that, buddy? Go outside. Or yeah, he can't smoke inside.
Have Billy, have you ever snuck through the house with a lit
Oh
cigar?
yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he has,
It's
yeah.
Like no
You
pause.
do it like you
Me too.
tuck
Billy.
it up under. This is the cigar, and you kind of like tuck it up under your hand. as you
Uh-huh.
walk
Yep.
through.
And he walks super speedy and it, super suspicious because
Because-
he's a terrible liar.
Everybody's done that where you forget something in the house. You forget
Right.
the drink, you forget the whatever, and then you got to go back and get it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for you guys, nothing in the house, all on the back porch or at Cigars Daily Life.
Back porch or front yard.
Okay.
Yeah. Even when the garage door is open and he's like smoking outside, I'm like, it's getting in the garage and it's smelling up the things. I just, yeah. Outside.
Mhm.
So there are varying degrees to this for sure. Some of these guys watching the show tonight, their girls do not like cigars at all. I've seen the guys who are like, my girl said it's the cigars or her, and then they have to get a bigger humidor down the road to get rid of the girl. But other people, so for Billy and Michelle, not cool to have cigars in the house. For you and I, if I walk in the house with a lit cigar and stroll through the house, you're almost like proud of it. You're like, that's my man.
Yeah.
That's my guy right there.
Yep.
Right?
Well, and I actually purposely light my cigars in the house now because I like to keep my lighter in the same place. And so I light my cigar in the house and then I go outside.
I'll say that actually makes sense from the standpoint that both of us are losers. Like
We are such losers.
we lose
We lose
everything.
stuff all the time.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Good job. All right.
Shh, job.
Let's keep going, Billy. More
This
comments.
question got brought up.
Ira Lipman says cigars are supposed to be your alone time away from your wife.
No.
Does it bother you when they want to smoke with you?
It bothers me when they want to be on my show with me. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
I'm just
Invited
joking.
me.
I like you a lot. And so there is, it's like the function of what a premium cigar is and what a premium cigar is going to do for your life. And for some people, that's a little bit of downtime. It's a little bit of leisure time. It's recreational, and it is get away from everything time. But also, cigars are a big basic community. We have couples that watch this show together on a weekly basis. Amartentia Rojas is one of them. Sorry, that's Fenrir. Fenrir and his wife as well also watch the show together. Cigar time is bonding for us. Fenrir and his wife, who, by the way, wonderful people. Amartentia and Bunny, also wonderful people. Work is my alone time away from my wife, and I don't need any more. We've got a lot of those kinds of relationships. So they are about community, but also another big thing cigars are about is success. Like when you successfully complete a task and you reach a new level in your life,
Celebration.
I think that
right?
celebratory cigar for us, that would be like a time we would both be sitting down and having a cigar together as if
Yeah.
something big happens. And by the way, the big like celebratory things in our lives are not the same as for each other. Like when our kids move out, I'm going to buy a box of the most expensive cigars that they make. And she's going to cry. Okay. She'll be
baby.
crying tears onto her cigars.
Can I tell you what other function it's been serving for us? Is
Yeah.
getting to know our daughter's boyfriend who smokes
He is
cigars.
her daughter's boyfriend, he's a pilot, and seems like a wonderful guy.
Mhm.
We're getting to know him.
Mhm.
And he was a follower of Cigars Daily for years before he
Yep.
met Scarlett. So
Yep.
but he's my enemy. Just want to be clear about that.
Until he's not.
Oh yeah, every guy that comes along and
Until he
and tries
marries
to
our-
woo your daughter,
Yeah.
every nice thing he does is setting her up for harder heartbreak when it doesn't work out. And
But if it does work out, he can be our BFF, right?
if it works out, and that's
If they get married.
just based purely on statistical, logistical stuff. If
No,
it works
no
out,
Statistical,
negativity. We put no negativity.
I'm not trying to broadcast any negativity. I'm just saying that with the way things go in this world, yeah.
We're rooting for them.
I already had one home slice come along and try to marry my other daughter, and I had an electric humidor set aside and tons of cigars.
Yeah.
I was going to fill that. That dude's like wedding gift for me was going to be what
Amazing.
any one of you would
Amazing.
like. It would be a wet dream for any other cigar aficionado to get as a gift. I was going to like lay into it, and then they didn't get married and they broke up. And I said,
Mm.
"See, goes the way I think it's going to go."
Mm.
What if
No.
I propose to you, and then you get me a wedding gift for marrying you, and then I'll call it off?
If there's a tax benefit there, because I can't think of many other benefits to that. Then I'm in.
We had some comments
All right.
from this last one that I want to pull up.
MN Drummer says, first time my wife is next to me during the show, so I have to behave.
You feel the same way.
Dude, I'm glad you found one of his comments you could actually pull that wasn't so rancid like all of his other comments in every episode. No, that's wonderful. I'm
And then
glad
we
that his
got-
wife is there.
This one.
Anselmo Padilla. My wife is having her first cigar tonight with me because of the show. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
That
I
is
want to
awesome.
know what they're smoking.
Yeah, so drop it in the comments. What is the first cigar that you've had? Now, a lot of people want to know tonight. It sounds like this show has become the reason for a lot of people are going to get together and have a cigar. So for the ladies, Michelle, let's start with you. And even Billy, you can chime in on this. What was your first cigar and what was that experience like? Who did you have it with? Where were you? When was it? Lay it on us.
I remember my first cigar really well because it was here. I was in the audience over yonder way.
William.
Yeah, right? Okay. I'm being nice. I'm gonna be nice.
You are being, listen, you're
You
being
see the vein?
super nice.
You see the vein coming?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
if you guys haven't noticed, you can put the camera back on me for a second. If you haven't noticed, Michelle is Hispanic. So there's a side of Michelle that when you get to see it, like it is worth buying tickets to watch because she gets very fiery. She's a fiery one. All right, I'm sorry. Continue on. What was the cigar?
it was the Cohiba Royale.
Mm.
And it's kind of like set the bar way too high because then the next couple I tried were like, oh, that one's okay because that cigar was so smooth. It burned really well. Yeah, I got really spoiled the first time around, but it made a good impression on me. So then I was like, okay, I'll try more stuff. And here we are.
Billy, what was your first cigar?
My first cigar was a Gloria Cubana,
Mm.
Ah, La Gloria Cubana.
and I puked my guts out off of the second floor balcony at my buddy's apartment.
Yeah, a lot of the first experiences that Billy's had in association with me have been not good ones. But that
It's not been great.
That La Gloria was before, I think, before we did the
Yeah.
show together. What was your first cigar, Love?
You first of all, you didn't mention my heritage.
White. What are we talking about?
I'm
German.
joking. Yeah,
German.
I'm joking. My first cigar, okay, was
Put the camera back there. I like watching Billy turn red.
It's because I got. What are we drinking
His
tonight?
drink all over the place.
what is it that we're drinking?
I got H. Taylor through the nose, and that is
H.
not what you
Taylor,
want to
yeah.
retro hail.
That's not good. All right.
Ooh.
That's funny. Well, okay, so I'm saying first cigar experience.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so since Black and Milds as a thuggish teenager doesn't count, right?
Correct.
Okay. When I think it was when we smoked a cigar on our honeymoon when you rolled it, right? Or was it the cigars that the roller rolled and then we smoked that together?
So
on
the
our
first
honeymoon.
cigar that we had together would have almost definitely been on our honeymoon.
Right.
And we were in Playa del Carmen, and I rolled some cigars there. I paid a guy to show me. This is almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I paid the guy to show me how to roll the wrapper on it. We smoked those and was like, I still remember it as being one of the best cigars I've ever had because it was our honeymoon.
Yeah, it was an experience.
It was
thing,
an
right?
experience. It was an
Yeah.
experience.
Those people thought we were ridiculous and annoying, but it was a wonderful experience for us.
Yes. Half the internet thinks I'm ridiculous and annoying.
Yeah.
They may not be wrong. All right, Billy, keep them coming.
While we're on the subject of heritage.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait for it.
there we go.
She's German, by the way. German Irish.
German Irish.
Yeah, German Irish. Felipe Barriento. So I had it right the first time. Billy is one of the white guys.
Is the one white guy.
Is the one white guy at the Mexican barbecue?
Facts. 100% I'm
Yeah.
the one white guy at the family gatherings.
Dude.
It's blatantly obvious. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, naturally.
I mean, obviously.
Well, I'd ask you how that is, but
Sore thumb.
we're talking about cigars. Let's stay on the cigars. Let's not get canceled for that, for the love of God. All right. Well, I want to know exactly how deep this goes with you guys. I want to take a couple more comments. Then we got a game show to hop into together. So, Billy,
Tim,
us
we
a
actually
couple-
have a cigar question.
no.
Okay.
I almost cussed. Holy cow, this is great. Let's go for it. Luke Martineau, Timmy. I have a question you might not be able to answer. That's okay because my wife is here, and even questions that I can answer, she answers for me. So we're going to be good. My buddy got me the EPC, the Ernesto Perez Carrillo Pledge. And when he smoked the EPC Pledge, he got latex glove.
Oh,
And I smelled it in the room with him. How's that?
huh.
Diddy party.
Did a piece of the latex glove get rolled into it?
Not a Diddy party. Did latex glove as like a aromatic scent of the smoke in the
Huh.
air. I don't know. And the question is this: if that was just a one and done, like it's just like a scent of latex glove, it's possible in the cigar there was something that just burned through. If it was like that the whole time, then why did you smoke the whole thing? That's the question I would be asking. But
Right?
that is an unbelievably unique flavor note, tasting note to get. Weirder than sunflower seed shells. Even weirder than
Terrence
that.
would be like, oh, yeah, I get sunflower
Oh.
seeds and latex glove all the time.
That's my favorite kind of profile. A little bit of latex. I don't know why that's my impression of Terrence. All of a sudden. All right, Billy, get us one or two more. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below.
Sorry, we're getting back up. I have to get over to what I started. Oh, this one's for Allison.
Okay. Ready.
Ben Boyd, Allison, is Tim actually cool, or is it just an act for the camera?
He's the coolest person I know. That's why I married him.
Aww.
Oh.
He is, but
I
I will tell you that like there is like excited Tim, and then there's like Eeyore Tim. And so
I think
when-
they're asking, like, is it the, hey, everybody, I'm Tim.
well, that's
Yeah,
why I'm
that's what
explaining
she is,
that.
yeah.
It's like, like he's typically Tigger, and like especially when he's excited about things, and then Eeyore is the other mode. So, but you know what? It gives us balance, and it's good.
Frankie P, your comments the best. I'm not gonna put it up, but it is pretty funny. All right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're gonna come back to your comments and questions. Keep dropping them down below. But first, I want to do something this is a
didn't
segment.
I didn't just bust your balls.
No, you
I
didn't
said
bust
a
my-
nice thing.
You said a nice thing
I
about
built
me.
you up. You like when I build you
I
up.
love it when you build me
when
up.
you're Eeyore, you're like, you really need to build me up,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
done now.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
All right.
All
for the love
done.
of God. Here we go. We're going to do a segment of opportunity on this show just because we've got the wives with us. My beautiful, lovely wife, Allison The Wrench, is here sitting next to me. And on the other side of the camera, you guys can take a look here and see Billy, the cock of the walk, with his wonderful, lovely wife, Michelle. And so we're going to do this segment together to answer some questions right now. And keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. We got a little bit of time left before we head to the after party. That's going to occur on Rumble and on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. You guys can learn more about some of our selections for tonight's episode, along with the unabridged, unedited version of this show. We're going to see if we get a different side of Michelle. She's been really quite meek during the show. Just so you know, she
Trying to
was really
follow the
talkative
rules.
before the show. Now she's trying to follow the rules so we don't get canceled, which I respect. We'll see what happens during the after show. We're going to do a segment right now called
Battle of the Sexes, Cigar
Is
Edition.
there a song?
no. There's no song.
You
Okay,
can do
dang.
the song though.
I just did. I did it.
Terrence said when he saw me preparing this for the show, he said that I should have called it Battle of the Sexless because we're all married. And so I thought that was funny. I wanted to share it with you. All right. I'm going to ask a question. There's going to be a 4 answers here. These are for everybody involved, including everyone watching at home. So you can drop your answer in the comments. You can also make up your own answer. There's an A, a B, a C, and a D for all of these. We're going to go around the room and we're going to sort of pick out. So Michelle, if you'll be Johnny on the spot with the camera switching,
Oh yeah.
as we're all going to, Allison and I will sort of answer, and then we'll volley over to you and Billy to answer some questions. Here they go in order, starting with the first one. Question number 1 says, when I choose a cigar, I'm looking at, A, the brand name, B, the wrapper leaf.
Who spelled spouse?
C, listen, just to be
That's
clear,
your husband.
I did not spell check these at all. I did them very
this is
quickly
exciting.
before the
Okay,
show.
I'm ready.
Now she built me up. Now she's tearing me back down. Okay. That's how this goes. C, how pretty the cigar ring is, or D, whatever my spouse or spouky, however you want to say it, whatever my spouse says. A, B, C, or D. When you choose a cigar, what do you go for? And I will tell you, I'll start. My personal is brand name and sort of wrapper leaf or blend. A and B are 2 powerful ones for me because as a true lover of cigars who spends my time invested in this, when I'm looking for an experience, those are things I know I can trust. How about
Okay.
you?
I'm definitely B.
The wrapper leaf.
Oh yeah.
A good wrapper leaf attracts you.
Dark. Like
Dark.
A dark wrapper leaf. And sometimes brand name would be probably the second one. Is
What would be
BA.
if you had to say a brand name that you trust pretty readily? Which one off the top of your head?
Placencia for sure.
Placencia.
Placencia.
All right, let's switch over to Billy and Michelle. I want to know from you guys, when you choose a cigar, you're looking at
Me? Okay. Obviously see how pretty the cigar ring is. Because did you see the cigar
I
ring?
literally before the episode started, I brought all the 4 cigars in for this episode and I set them down. And Michelle was here and Billy was still on his way and Allison was still on her way. And so it was just me and Michelle and Terrence like in the studio. And I set all the cigars down and she picked up the Dominicana and she goes, "Ooh, that's pretty." And henceforth, that was her cigar for the show. And there are, by the way, a lot of women who pick cigars by the band. It's
Yeah.
like, and probably the same people who pick the football team by like what color their uniform is.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I think there's probably guys that like are attracted to bands
Look.
and like the way that they look
Hear me
too,
out.
right?
Yeah.
I do a BC combo. That
Okay.
depending on the time of day, what I've eaten, what I'm doing, I'll go with the wrapper of the leaf. But then it's like a piece of artwork. Like I like to admire what I'm smoking, and some of these bands are super awesome. Some of them are not.
All right, I'm gonna leave those up. I'm gonna get let's see. Ken A says bring the size. I like that. Rooster says E. Rooster selects according to a criteria that doesn't
There you
exist.
go.
No, that
on
was
here.
discussed earlier. That is price.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
That
got
didn't
it.
make it on
Throughout
here.
the
Okay.
comments, it's a strong B.
Huh. Huh.
Wrapper leaf is the wrapper leaf is the clear and present winner here. Tess
So I
Keffer,
was
thank
right.
you.
I win.
Yep, that's true. All right. Rooster, my wife didn't pick me because I was pretty. That's a good one. All right. Is there anything else I'm missing, Billy, before I go to the next one?
It's just mostly B's.
All right. Lots of
Okay.
people picking B. Wrapper leaf is the number one thing. And you got to look, I think that a nice oily wrapper leaf with a little sheen on it, it does draw the aficionado and it makes you like, kind of like, oh man, that's going to be a rip roaring experience. Okay. Very cool. On to the next question. Allison and I will start with this one. Next question is this. The cigars that I remember most fondly have A, had a complex flavor,
Okay.
B, had a good burn and draw, C, tastes like honey or vanilla, or D, just didn't make me feel sick. They were non-offensive to the palate.
What do you think I will say?
Oh,
'Cause
this
you're
is
probably
this
gonna
is
be wrong.
fun. I'm probably going to be wrong out the gate.
No, you might
Now-
be right.
Now, do you guys see who the real internet bully is here? I think you're a combination of A and B, but I think you're mostly A. And when you have selected cigars that you've really liked, it's been about that, like what the cigar has to offer in terms of a flavor. I still remember when you got your first Alma del Campo and you're like, oh, this is really good. And you talked about the flavors in it. And then you kind of moved on to the Oscar by Oscar Valderas, the Oscar Maduro, and you really liked the strength of it.
Yep.
And so the cigars you've talked to me about have all been based on flavor.
You were right.
Thank you. You doubted me, and I was
You
so
were
right.
And the having a good burn and draw is just kind of like, I'll still smoke it again, even if it had a bad burn, you know.
Mhm.
But if it didn't have good flavor, then I don't want it again.
Okay.
Right?
Billy and Michelle, take us inside your minds. Take us inside your world.
Do you want to try the same thing for me?
You are going to say B, because you are super mad when it has a bad burn or draw, or you get the little.
Oh my
On
god, the
your
little
mouth.
chunks that go in your mouth. Ugh. I hate that.
Michelle does not like flat cuts and straight cuts.
No.
She a V cut
Well,
girl?
you get all the things in your mouth.
She tends to be a V cut or a punch because
Okay.
it keeps the little from getting in her mouth.
That's true.
Wow.
And
Yep.
I am this is going to surprise a lot of people. I'm an A, because if I can get a complex flavor out of it, I know that thing is like, has flavor to it.
Yeah. So A is for me probably the first, followed by like I guess B is probably first. If it's got a good burn and a good draw, that's the first. Then it has to have a good complex flavor to back it up.
This one is from the chats is all A, B.
A and B. Everybody knows what's up. But there's people say, no, there's a guy at home sitting next to his wife, and she's like, it's D. As long as it doesn't make me feel sick, that's the best possible cigar that there is. And I love it. I love hearing that there's a few guys at least who have whose wives are joining them for the episode.
Yeah.
Because you beautiful ladies are here with us. What a treat. What a treat. Okay. I'm going to take that down. Billy, you got any comments for us to go through? And we're going to go to the third one.
Corey B brought up a good point that he does A, but he says he can fight B, which is true.
You can you can touch up the burn. You can use a draw poker, but you can't make a bad cigar taste better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Real fast, someone has a cigar question. We haven't gotten a lot of those tonight. So.
Yeah. Coochie Phantom is a real name. Who is the Red Meat Cigars? Well, Billy, I'm going to just be brave enough to let you answer that one. Go for it.
That's Dunbarton.
So the story behind, thank you very much for a very poignant answer. I appreciate it.
Well, I thought he
Very
was asking
direct.
who makes that cigar.
Yeah. So there's a group somewhere over, I guess, on the East Coast called the Red Meat Lovers Club. And these guys love, it's going to blow you away, red meat. So they get together and they grill,
Red
steaks, ribs and steaks and stuff. And Steve Saka made them a cigar called Red Meat Lovers. And this cigar became like the underground, you got to get a hold of a Red Meat Lovers. Everybody was like, I'd have guys bring in a Red Meat Lovers. Like, I got one from the group and you got to try it. We've got him in the studio audience tonight. And eventually Steve Saka was able to make that a national project for the whole country. And it is like one of the most popular cigars in his catalog. And so it does very, very well. And we're very excited for that. So Steve Saka with Red Meat Lovers. All right, Billy, anything else before we pump into the third question here? Amortencio Rojas says, can we take a second to talk about how kick-ass Allison's hair is tonight?
Thank you.
We sure can. Your hair is kick-ass, my love.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
You look
you.
great. You look
Thank you
great.
very
Okay.
much.
Next one. Here we go. Question number 3. My lover could easily convince me to try cigars if, okay, this is imagining you're not a cigar person.
Okay.
My lover could easily convince me to try cigars if A, trying them came with a fancy gift.
You made up this wording, didn't you?
B, it meant spending quality time together. C, if you already showed interest in my hobby, or D, not even if it was your Make-A-Wish. So if let's say if you can substitute cigars for something that I'm into that you are not into. This could be collecting dinosaur fossils or boxing or any number of things that you've said no to over the years.
I haven't said no to those things.
To some things. What
I'd like you to
what would
say
incline?
one.
No, I'm definitely not going to say it on the internet. Let's stick
As
with
far
the
as
board.
collections, sir, that's what we're talking about. So here's my curious question before I answer is I'm curious if it was actually there was convincing for Michelle, because there was not convincing for me that had to be done. So
Okay, our
it-
story's a little
like-
different with that. You're correct.
yeah, so I'll think about it. The what if, but what about Michelle? I'd love to hear if it was like, what are these?
To try cigars.
Yeah.
Well, we had to do this at some point. So which one was it?
If you had never tried cigars, which one of these today would most
Before
incline
you
you?
tried cigars, right?
This should be easy. It's like basically a love language question. It's like from the 5 love languages damn book that everybody and their mom has read. So
That's where you got these from. No. I'd probably say A.
if they came with a fancy gift.
All
If
right.
it came with a fancy gift.
And what kind of fancy gift is Billy picking up along with his cigars to convince you to try a cigar with him?
Anything that sparkles. So like diamonds. I'm talking,
Yes.
Diamonds.
I'm talking
Soap
something
suds
shiny.
sparkle too. What about a sink filled
Soap.
with dish soap?
I'd be pissed if I got some soap.
The fancy soaps.
The fancy soaps. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay,
I can answer, I guess.
Billy.
The-
What I want to hear from Billy.
Billy.
Vice versa. Let's say Michelle's getting into a hobby. Let's say her hobby was cigars. She wanted to convince you to try. For insurance purposes, you're not a cigar smoker. So, what would convince you? Which one of these things?
I'm going to do B.
You means you guys get to spend some quality
Yeah.
time together, and that's a high value for you.
That's a high value.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Demolish says Michelle's a gold digger. Do you care to answer to that, Billy?
It's because he's the CEO and he, takes me out on a yacht and I'm in a swimsuit all day. It's a good time for everybody.
All right.
When
sweet.
Michelle met me, I drove a 2001 Chevy Cavalier. She was not gold digging.
There was no digging of
There was
gold.
no
There was
digging
no
of
gold
gold.
to dig. Okay. I had the gold at the time.
Take 6 says my wife initiated our cigar hobby, and
Love it.
I've seen that for a few couples out there, which you got to respect the hell out of that. That's powerful stuff.
Mm.
Okay. MN Drummer says I think my wife's real answer is D, but she's trying to be nice. That's fair. All right. Here we go. Yeah. Yes, darling. Did you have something
took
to
it
add?
off. You took the.
I apologize. Please forgive me.
I would be B, just because. I mean, that's really what attracted me to it. Was like us just being able to sit down, have time where we're just focused on spending time together.
You like quality time.
I mean,
a
that's
value
not
for
my
you.
actual love language.
Words
but
of affirmation and gifts, acts of service are your
gifts.
sorry, acts of service. I corrected it pretty quickly. Acts of service is your ones.
Yeah.
And food.
And so me smoking with you would be an act of my service, which I show my love language,
That is true.
right? But now I just love cigars.
If it was
so.
me, if I was in this boat, it would definitely be C, 1,000%. If you showed interest in one of my hobbies, I would feel obligated to show interest in one of your hobbies. I'm just telling you
He
how
would
it.
bite the
So
bullet
I'm
for you.
confused.
Allison.
Which hobby do you show interest in of mine?
Oh!
Curious. Can you think of one? What am I
Well,
interested in, my love?
Yeah, food, eating out. I think we do that a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, we do. I do
Yeah.
like food.
I think
All right.
Tim does that a ridiculous
And
amount.
and listening to what you say when you say things.
Well, yeah, you try to give the appearance of.
I feel like I've given you a good 65 to 70% of my attention most of the time.
Well, that's actually a proven thing that people don't actually hear the words that you're saying. So
That's right. Joshua says, cut the feed. Pinochle. It's my safe word.
Getting weird.
All right. I'm going to go into question number 4. Is everybody ready for question number 4?
Ready.
Here we go. Smoking a cigar in the bedroom sounds A, like a lot of fun and I'd try it. B, like a weird kink and I'm all set. I'm not going to get into that. C, like a fire hazard. Or D, like the perfect end to a romantic date.
Mm.
This sounds like something for a very adventurous person. I'm just going to say we will do this, okay?
Mhm.
For 2 reasons. Number 1, because you want to.
Mm.
And number 2, because I know that if I film it, people will watch it. And
Yeah.
that's it. And that's it.
Okay,
I still am. I'm all set. Like I'm good.
Okay.
We have so many places to enjoy a cigar. There's our backyard. There's driving around in the truck. There, the Cigars Daily HQ has got a nearly limitless number of places to enjoy a cigar. So I don't.
You know what? Though I don't rebel at all anymore. I am a rule follower, and I rebelled the entire teenage to 23 or 24.
You literally just said you light all your cigars inside our house.
I do. Right. Those are little tiny rebellions.
They're little white rebellions.
They're little
They're not
white
even real rebellions.
She just sits there.
she just cackles while she lights a cigar.
She's
All right.
petting, what's your cat's name?
Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah. Her and Jasper are just laughing to each other. Dear God. So there's apparently a different levels of rebellion for you, which normally you're a pretty black and white person.
Yeah.
I'm the one that sees the gray areas in life, but you've carved out your own little gray area. All right, Billy and Michelle.
Because it's not actually rebelling.
It's our house,
Yeah,
and you
it's
can
our
do whatever you
house.
want there.
Do what I
All right,
want.
Billy and Michelle, go for it.
For insurance purposes, I have to go with C.
Yeah,
sound like a fire hazard.
I would agree. C's the answer. Yep, for insurance purposes.
So you guys, this is a zero-sum game for you. Smoking in bed's not gonna. Even if you're at like a fancy hotel where cigars are totally cool, would you guys like order room service and lay in bed and watch a movie? And
I could do that.
Michelle, would you do it?
Well, I mean,
You're only there for 2 nights. It's a 2-night weekend.
yeah, I guess so. Because it's a hotel. It's not my bed, right? So,
Right.
yeah, because we've eaten in a hotel bed, and we don't eat in bed at home. That's like a big no-no.
Okay.
Nobody likes
What?
crumbs in the bed.
What?
All right. You don't eat in bed at home
No,
No,
at all,
no.
crumbs.
even accidentally?
I've
No.
never had food in my bed at home.
Never.
Oh my.
Look at these two barbarians.
What
I
do
kind
you
of-
eat in bed? Do you have like a nature granola bar in
Bowls of
there?
cereal.
Crumbs everywhere.
Bowls of cereal and stuff. No. Okay.
Something wet? No.
Yeah.
Billy and Michelle like their bed nice and dry. All right.
Yeah, I totally eat cereal in bed. I'm a big fan. But also A.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're in.
Oh, well, obviously I'm the one who brought up this topic in the first place.
It
All
was your
in.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
here we go. Let's take a few more comments, guys. In just a minute, we are going to head to the after party right after a pick of the week. I haven't forgotten about a pick of the week.
You didn't answer the question though.
This show has not gone as far off the rails as I thought it would. Carlos Garcia, how do you accidentally eat in bed?
Oh, ours isn't an accident.
No. I
No, it's-
asked Billy. I said, you haven't even accidentally eaten in
Oh.
bed? Like you lay down in bed and you like look down, you're like, there's a Snickers. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot I had this in my hand. I don't know how you accidentally eat in bed. Anyway, I would do the eating in bed with my wife because she's interested in doing it. And like if we redid the floors in our bedroom and they were like tile floors.
Because I'm interested in it. When I make you popcorn, you are all about eating popcorn in bed. That's like
I didn't say no to eating in bed. Is that what you were asking me about?
yeah.
Oh no, eating in bed is great. Yeah, everyone should do that.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, I
making
I
sure.
like to stop eating at least 2 or 3 hours before I go to bed because it's just metabolically a good thing to do. But anyway, let's keep cruising. We got time for just a couple more comments. Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. Billy's going to scour for the best ones, but we're going to do a segment we do every week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. My beloved, I'm going to have to cover you up
That's okay.
in order to do
Well,
these.
There might be something I can manage during that time, right?
Yep, sure can. First thing, I wanted to celebrate the fact that, like, listen, I said it in the description of this video. When you go to do the world of premium cigars, for a long time, it's been sort of a sausage fest. And these days, it is more of a community thing, more of a date night thing than ever. I'm so proud of the people who watch this show and do it as a date night. You know, John and Julie Floor, who we've had dinner with and think are wonderful people. It's a regular thing for them. So I wanted to celebrate some of the gals and couples in this group who have made cigars a part of their life. The first one here is Brianna M. with her Kentucky Fire Cured and her Buffalo Trace. She says, and the beautiful outdoors, which, by the way, anytime you can enjoy the beautiful outdoors, it's a spectacular thing. Thank you, Brianna. And she looks like she's pretty well crushed that bottle of Buffalo Trace. So level 10 respect for you right there. Next to that, we've got a couple here. John M. and his wife. He says, we spent the afternoon on the water, just me and the missus and Toby, relaxing on the patio now. They've got their dog sitting in the boat chair, which is just like not wearing a safety vest, I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure that's against the law, but I'm just pointing out that John had a great time with his wife. And also, by the way, L40 is a respectable Lancero. As a person who does not approve of Lanceros, L40 is pretty good one. Lanceros are the worst size of cigar. Okay. And the last one from Michael C. says, graduated yesterday from blank college in South New Jersey with my AAS in law enforcement, celebrating at work with a Flor de las Antillas Maduro epic stick for an epic celebration. Next stop, the police academy. And there he is with his wonderful family and his graduation cap. And congratulations to everybody in the Cigars Daily Nation, especially if you get to enjoy an amazing cigar with somebody that you value and love, whether that's your brother, your father, your cousin, your grandpa, your wife, your mom. I haven't seen any of those yet. Like, hey, I'm smoking a cigar with my mom.
Yeah, I don't think either one of us would ever get that.
No.
No.
My mom's not smoking a cigar. All right, there you have it. Listen, this episode's going to continue. We're going to keep it going. We're going to head now to the after party. This is the portion of the show that goes on Cigars Daily Plus and on Rumble. Now, Cigars Daily Plus is free and easy to join. It requires your name, a username, an email, and a password. It's our own platform for streaming and uploading content where we can't ever get the lights shut off on us. We invite you to join us there. You can also watch the show on Rumble. If you have an account there, just go find this episode, Cigars Daily Live 378, I think is what it is, and keep watching it. And the after party is going to begin. It's the portion of this show where we don't stream it on YouTube and Facebook, and we don't also have all of the same rules about what we can and can't do and what we can say. You can ask questions, and we can be, I think, a little bit more honest, dear God, even than we already have been during this episode. So thank you guys for joining us. Stay tuned for another episode next Monday where we will be back. Otherwise, join us for the after party where, I want to say anything goes, but I'm just going to say it's a lot less rules. Almost anything goes. Yeah. It's not going to get like raunchy or anything like that. Probably.
None of that.
Maybe.
It's like a 65% chance it's not going to get raunchy. Stay tuned for another episode next week, but we'll see you on the after party.
Muted. I'll do it, Tim.
Mute me, yeah.
Removing Facebook.